Let me finish this. Okay. The local banks pay a fee to the Federal Reserve to use their debt notes to loan to you, and they charge you an interest rate. The Federal Reserve charges them an interest rate, which is called what? Huh? Prime rate. Now, I know y'all heard this. And then they charge you a few percentage points above that. That's how they make their money. But they are only borrowing because they don't have debt notes of their own. Unless they sell stock or bonds.
Which they do.
Even if they do that, they still have to get permission from the Federal Reserve. The office, y'all need to know this one. Y'all didn't know y'all elected this one too. It's called the Office of the Comptroller of Currency. And all banks report to them. Office of the Comptroller of Currency. And I think every 3 years, maybe every 2 years, I think, the banks have to make application to this office right here and to get a rating. They get a rating, which is called their CRA. It's called the Community Reinvestment Act. Why do they need to do that? The banks were redlining so bad. They were not loaning money to people who lived in the inner city, in the urban areas. They were redlining. They refused to loan money. So the federal government had to step in and establish the Community Reinvestment Act, in which all the banks get their CRA rating as to how well they've done in order to continue to get their charter. If they do not get a good CRA rating, the Fed will dismantle the bank and fine them first and gradually. You have a question?
Yes. I thought the Fed rate was the rate that the banks, that's the rate that the banks borrow the money, and the prime rate is the rate that the bank set for the customer. That's not correct?
What did you call it?
The Fed rate is the rate that the banks borrow the money from the Fed, and the banks then set.
No, but that's federally chartered banks. But they don't loan money to state chartered banks at the same rate that they loan to federally chartered banks.
Right, that's correct. But the Fed rate is the rate that the Fed chartered banks borrow the money from the Fed, and in turn they set a prime rate, which then impacts on what we slaves borrow money.
That you borrow money.
Yes.
So you're saying that the prime is what the bank
sets
for their.
In terms of their borrowing.
But nobody loans money at prime.
That's correct.
Prime is the interest rate they use when they're trading amongst each other, not with us or anybody else. They don't.
Well, some institutional lenders can get prime.
Yes.
Borrowers can get prime.
Depending on their status.
Like General Motors or somebody would go.
Well, that's because, say, General Motors has, I wouldn't say they have a bank, but they have some entity that's set up that is what we call a depository institution that allows them to do that. They might be self-insured, for example, or something that allows them to be a depository institution and get that rate.
Because they deal in large blocks.
Yes. They're trading in large blocks.
Right. They also are involved in another market, a secondary market for the trading of instruments.
That's exactly right. And that's like would be your Ford Motor Credit and those companies like that. Pricing credit, companies like that. Right.
Okay.
So you had a question, somebody here?
How about precious stones? Trading.
Well, we said precious metals.
That's currency.
Right? On this right
Right,
here.
I've seen it, yeah.
We say metals or stones could be precious metal or non-metal.
Okay, all right.